Now there's some more emergency vehicles coming up. Something must really have cocked up on the M1 somewhere. So I'm just reducing the okay, so that's more ambulances. Something really nasty has gone off. I hope we don't get stuck in it. Oh dear. Okay, so traffic seems to be bunching up. Okay, so that's 4 ambulances gone by. I've got a really bad feeling about this. Okay, autopilot is limited due to poor visibility. Wow, and it is as well. So I'm actually going to slow it now. And welcome to our second test drive of full self-drive, where we hopefully will be able to join okay, and it did successfully join. Then I've been trying to work out how that works. In order for it to work, you must be in the left-hand join lane only. You can't do it from the right-hand join lane. So that sorts that out. So that's something I've learned. I didn't see that in the instructions, you know, the online manual, that you get this sort of thing, but never mind. So as you can see, it's requesting to change lanes, but there's a vehicle coming up. I've got the red line marking saying not to do it, and then by the time you can do it, it doesn't want to do it. So I'm not 100% sure actually what that's about. One of the beautiful things about the full self-drive version of the autopilot is that when you do indicate, this entire visualization shrinks so you can still see it, even though you'll notice that comes on. Oh, it's moved over there now. But you'll notice that what it actually does, it shrinks this visualization so you can see the side repeater and the visualization. If you purchase just the enhanced autopilot, you don't get that. What happens is that it overlays the repeater camera but does not shrink this, so you don't get to see any of this. I'm sure that's just an oversight. That said, there is no real benefit to full self-drive over enhanced autopilot in this scenario. It's just, you know, it's just a better visual for your extra money. So far I've not really had any phantom braking. I've had a little bit of slow down, but nothing that I'd want to send a bug report in for. Let's see if the car wants to move to the inside lane, which it does, which is excellent. Oh, phantom braking, a lot of phantom braking. It really didn't like that red car being there. They've really got to sort that out. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you people that really want this to come to the UK, and trust me, I really want it to come to the UK. You know, that's why I purchased it ahead of time, because I think by the end of 2025, sometime in 2026, UK will get its supervised full self-drive. But the goddamn thing's got to lay off the brakes. I'm going to let this guy come in. It's absolutely... Oh shit, there's a emergency vehicle coming up on the inside. But it's blues and twos. I'm going to slow down and let it pass. There we go, that looks a bit serious. There's always something. Yeah, so I think overall enhanced autopilot's not bad for motorway driving, provided you are prepared. Like, for instance, look at that idiot. Now that was a good, yeah, the car behaved really, really well. The guy obviously couldn't keep his lane, moved over to the white line, and the car immediately started to brake. In that instance, it actually worked okay. Didn't slam its anchors on a huge amount. It just slowed down enough in order for me to safely pass the vehicle without any incident. But that's one of the rare times that it actually works properly. I mean, half the time it really puts the anchors on. I mean, like proper. You know, and the guys haven't even crossed the white line. They're still actually technically within their lane. So I think the ultrasonic sensors are way too sensitive, they really need to have like kind of a motorway function whereby you know, it knows that you're on a motorway and it accepts the fact that cars do drift in lane, and until they cross into your lane, there's no real need to do anything. Obviously, by the time they actually bother looking at any of this, I'm sure that we'll be on what they call the different stack, and they'll probably disable these ultrasonic sensors anyway, which, to be fair, everybody says how good they are, but I've not found it to be very, very good at all. One of the benefits of Tesla Vision is that when I originally upgraded to enhanced autopilot, it gave me the auto park feature, which I will go into probably later on in the video. Originally it worked on ultrasonics, but then they upgraded to Tesla Vision, and I found that the auto park was considerably better. Not only did you get the nice Tesla Vision visualization, but it was just better general. It just worked better. And so I've got high hopes that Tesla Vision will work exceptionally well in the future. Okay, so that was a beautiful lane change. For those of you that maybe don't come from the UK, the speed limit on the motorway is in fact 70 miles an hour. However, the accepted speed limit is 10% plus 2. So I have my offset to 10%, which will allow me to go 76 miles an hour. Now there's some more emergency vehicles coming up. Something must really have cocked up on the M1 somewhere. So I'm just reducing the okay, so that's more ambulances. Something really nasty has gone off. I hope we don't get stuck in it. Oh dear. Okay, so traffic seems to be bunching up. Okay, so that's 4 ambulances gone by. I've got a really bad feeling about this. This video might actually end early, to be honest. Looking at all the blues and twos action. So you might notice that my audio is a little bit better. I've actually invested in some wireless microphones. Only cheap ones from Amazon. I think they're about 20 quid. In the hope that it makes the viewing experience that little bit better. I'm sure the commentary will get better as I get more used to talking to myself whilst driving. At the moment it's very, very difficult to actually concentrate on me driving, point out things on the visualisation, and have anything interesting to say. Okay, so here we go again. The visualisation shrinks to fit it all in, which is nice. I remember when I first got the enhanced autopilot, and I was a little bit miffed that I had to authorise it with the indicator. I realise, or I understand that originally when enhanced autopilot came out in the UK, you didn't have to do that. It would quite happily change lanes as it saw fit. The thing is, since using it, I now consider the indicating a necessary thing, because it doesn't always want to change lanes at the opportune time. And by that, what I mean is, as you've seen in this video and probably in others, it actually wants to change lanes when a vehicle is either passing you or very near to the rear of you with the intent of passing you. So it requests the lane change, but even if you authorise it, it won't actually do it. Which I consider to be not very good planning. It's almost like there's two systems, you know. There's the camera at the back that says, oh no, don't do it, there's a car in the way, whilst the other half of the software saying, oh look, the car in front's not going fast enough, we need to change lanes. But the two systems don't seem to be talking to each other. Now, I can only assume that they have actually fixed that, because obviously in the States, I've seen lane changing automatically done, and it doesn't seem to have these problems. I guess my gripe is, if I've got one, is that they're selling this system in the United Kingdom and it doesn't work properly. And as far as I can tell, it never really has worked properly either. So it does worry me that when full self-drive supervised does come to the UK, how good is it going to be? Because if this is what we've got now, and we've had this for years, and it would be very, very easy for them to fix, it makes me wonder if we're going to have a bit of a rocky start when it comes out, as opposed to how it is. Okay, so it wants me to come off at junction 25. I didn't know that. I don't want to come off at 25. I actually want to come off at junction 24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the lane changes and the route in the hope that it will reroute and won't cock up any future on and off ramps. Now I don't know whether you can see, but it's actually quite misty in front. Now the car's slowing down because it knows it wants to come off, and obviously I'm not letting it. Okay, so yeah, it still thinks I'm entering up to the roundabout. There we go. Okay, so it should be okay now. It should have realised that I'm not going to do that. Okay. Now it's requesting a lane change into a faster lane, but we're not actually catching up to the guy in front. He's going every bit I'm going and then some, so and it's only 1.3 miles to my exit. So I guess that's one of the good things of having it on Mad Max setting, and that is you don't have to do what it says. Now obviously if it was auto changing I'd be all over the shop, I'd be like a blue arse fly. But as it stands, okay, I can actually say no, don't bother, because I'm coming off in half a mile anyway. Now we are slowing down for some bizarre reason. Okay, so I've only got 1/3 of a mile till I'm coming off, so I'm concerned that it's not taking me off on the junction that I want to come off at. Oh, that was beautiful. No, we don't want to do that, I don't think. Oh, I've come off at 23, eh? What an idiot. Look how misty it is.
1.
Well, this is going to be interesting. It's actually a good test, to be honest with you. I'm glad I missed that exit. You see, that's my little boat we're paddling on all the while. I'm not busy talking to you guys. So let's see what happens. So here we are on a dual carriageway. And I must say, the enhanced autopilot is working very well indeed. I haven't used it much, and when I have used it on the motorway it's always cocked up, but this seems to be very good. Okay, autopilot is limited due to poor visibility. Wow, and it is as well. So I'm actually going to slow it down. Okay, so it really didn't like that. Okay, it's actually disengaged because of poor visibility, because of the fog there. Which I can understand, but I don't know how unsupervised FSD is going to work with that. I mean, you can imagine it, can't you? No steering wheel and hitting some fog and it just disengaging. I'm sure they'll come up with something whereby it just slow down, and gradually slow down and slow down and slow down. I would have thought you can't have any disengagements at all, can you, on a full self-drive, no matter what the situation. You know, that's a bit like your chauffeur just letting go of the steering wheel and saying, I can't see, you drive, you know. So according to this, we've got 4.5 miles to go and we're going to come to exit 13, wherever, whatever that is. The car seems to know though, so I'm happy with that. Okay, the car's requesting a lane change. Okay, so I haven't actually spoken, I don't think, about how you actually get it to change lanes. Now, why did he want to change lanes then to tell me to go back into it again? That's really a bit, an annoyance. But anyway, what happens is you're supposed to authorise it by 2 systems. One is with the indicator, and then you actually have to initiate it by putting a slight bit of force on the steering wheel. But the force you have to apply doesn't have to be in any particular direction. So for instance, if the car wanted to go into the left-hand lane, all I would need to do is put pressure either left or right in order to initiate the lane change. I find that just having your hand resting on the wheel as you would ordinarily to stop the nag feature of the software is sufficient. So if you're actually putting leaving the weight of your hand and your arm on the wheel, you don't actually need to do anything. It's quite happy to change lanes without really any real input apart from an indicator command. Okay. So I'm not going to go back on the faster lane, simply because I've got 2 miles to go. I'm not sure it's worth the effort, or I might do actually. Just actually seems to be not bad, so I will do it. Let's see if the car will pick up speed. It does. I mean, when the system works, it works quite well, as you've seen. I just don't like the idea that it wants to change lanes when it's not safe to do so. We just need to get the 2 sides working together, which I'm sure will come. I've got a lot of faith. You know, I watch a lot of full self-drive videos on YouTube of drivers in the States, and I gotta be honest, it is working quite well. So of course they've got a lot more to say, haven't they? Okay, well, it's not asking me to come off. Oh yes, beautifully. Whoa. Okay, yeah, that worked quite well. And it wants to go in the right-hand lane. Whoa, that was perhaps the best one it's ever done. That actually worked. That actually worked. Now, one of the good things about full self-driving is it does stop for traffic lights, as you can see. But the visualisation's totally wrong. That's put the van top side of the stop line, which it isn't. The stop line's actually here. Okay, so I've got to go. So I'm going to authorise. No. I am actually going to disconnect. There we go. We're in the proper lane now. Okay, I'm actually going to go in the left-hand lane in the hope that, because there's no line markings. Okay, let's just see if it will. Will it? Yo, it kind of was going to do, but failed. That was probably a little bit of that might have been a little on my an issue, so excuse me, a little bit of an issue on my on my behalf, because I don't think I've quite enough pressure on the steering wheel to actually make the manoeuvring time, so that'll be my fault. so I'm going to give it a little bit of pedal there because of that stupid lorry. Yeah, he has apologised. But I wasn't 100% sure what was going on there. Now I wanted to get out of the passing lane, but there's a slow moving lorry I'm coming upon, so I really don't want to be doing in and out, in and out, in and out. It obviously, the car, whilst it can see that there's a lorry there, it obviously cannot detect how fast it's travelling, you know? Or if it can, it's not in this skew of the software, so perhaps that's why it wanted to tuck in behind a slower moving vehicle. So what I might actually do is do this, do a carriageway video as a separate video to the motorway video, even though it's on the same drive. I might actually split it up into 2 components, because otherwise it's going to be a really long, boring video of me arsing around, taking the wrong exits off the motorway. You know. And again, you see, it's requesting to change the lane out of the passing lane, but I don't know why, because we're still going fast enough to qualify as an overtake, as you can see. So, and the only reason why we slowed down is because the white BMW pulled out in front of us. So, any moment now, autopilot might decide it wants to disengage due to bad weather. We'll almost certainly have to okay, so it does actually want to, I'm going to actually come in here because there's a vehicle faster than I'm travelling coming up behind me. Bearing in mind, of course, I'm doing 6 miles an hour over the speed limit. And they want to be coming off anyway in a mile anyway, so. Well, we'll rejoin back on junction 23 now. Okay. Let's do it. As you've gathered, I've got absolutely no idea where I'm going because I don't. It's the first time I've ever driven on this dual carriageway before, so you'll have to forgive me if I say I'm not going to change lanes and then I decide that I am. Yeah, but we are in the right lane. Actually, I don't think we are in the right lane. Because if I get in the right hand lane, it probably won't join the motorway. So, that was a drive on the dual carriageway. We're now rejoining the motorway. Now then, what's it going to do? Okay, so it's slowing down. Very well done. No, we didn't want to do that. Oh, no, it's not doing it. No, I missed it because there was a car behind me. And again, I wasn't quite sure what it wanted to do. So what it's doing now is it's continuously slowing down because it really wanted to come up on that junction. There was a little bit of phantom braking there. I'm interested in what's going to happen here. It obviously wants to get over in the left-hand lane, but it can't because it's obstructed. Okay, now it can. Will it do it? Yes, it will. It wants to get over on this one, which it has done. Oh, very well done. It wants to get over again, which it has done beautifully. So we've pretty much gone from the outside lane to the inside lane to take our exit, which is fantastic. Of course, if there were faster moving traffic coming up on this lane, I don't know what would have happened. It does happen. There's an incident. Oh, it's a 40-mile-an-hour restriction as well, which I missed. Okay, let's see if it'll take the lane. Yes, it did. Now what's going to happen here? Ah, you see, that's the problem with it, you see. So what it did, it then swerved over. Okay, and it's just confirmed to me what the problem is now. Although we're probably in the wrong lane, I tell you. So it was actually right to want to go in the right-hand lane, but then it swerved to go into the left and it went back into the right. I thought it wanted to get in the left, and it didn't. So I'm just gonna.
Now enter the roundabout. Take the 5th exit.
Here we go. We're in the correct lane now. I guess it helps if you know where you're going. Okay, so it's looking like it's going to take me okay, so I missed that one. Okay, I wasn't quite sure where I was going. I'll do that again. I'll probably cut this out. There, that's better. Okay, so it did join the motorway again. Although I've noticed it doesn't want to join it until the very last minute, until you're almost running out of space. So that's probably something I have to take on board. Okay, so it didn't want that overhang on the wide loop there. Probably would have been alright, but I guess that's another thing, you know, that you have to sort out. What happens with abnormal wide load, you know? But from what I've gathered, the Americans have sorted all that out anyway for their roads. I would imagine it's very easy to extrapolate that down to our roads. With the way I've performed, you wouldn't think I come from this area, would you? But it's the same as anything else. If you don't do the journeys very long, you know, or you don't do them very often, rather, then every day is like a new learning experience, isn't it, I suppose? And if the audio is rubbish, then it won't even be published, and I've just been talking to myself. So. Right, so let's see what wants to happen. Okay, so it's going to do the same. Yes, it's going to come off beautifully. Now, because there's no white lines, it's going to want to veer to the right. And obviously, I stopped it from doing that. Because the chances are there's going to be a car coming off that wants to go in that right-hand lane. And I can't have this car doing manoeuvres, you know, where it wants to swerve from one to another. So this is going to be interesting. Can this car get round this bend? Now I'm giving it a little bit of accelerator for the simple fact that the speed that it wanted to go was a little too slow. I know it's 40 miles an hour around the bend, but cars don't go 40 miles an hour around this bend. So that worked very well indeed. Now, I did slow it down with the thumb wheel on the steering wheel just prior to the bend, for the simple fact that I didn't want it to go barreling into that corner and then slam the anchors on. You know, which is a problem, which I have noticed is a huge problem with enhanced autopilot. It doesn't seem to see the road ahead, and it just barrels ahead at pretty much full whack until beautifully executed, until it sees the white line, then wants to veer off, you know, left. So we've got another one coming up now. Let's just see if it will do it. Now then, there's a car out at my backside, so it's going to be an issue. Okay, yeah. Now I'm going to slow down slightly because last time it went berserk, and it went berserk again. And that's because the white lines aren't all the way from the exit, if you know what I mean. So it loses where the white lines are. So this is a good full self-driving thing, stopping for traffic control. So yes, so this is now stopping. It stopped quite a bit from the line. We're actually a good car's length. So I've authorised it. We're still on autopilot. Oh no, we're not. There we go. Right, so we're still on cruise control, but I've taken auto steer off because obviously it won't go round a roundabout. So let's see what it does here. It's coming up to the traffic lights. It is stopping, and it is stopped this time correctly. It has stopped on the line. So when the traffic line goes to green, he's gone through it. Okay, off we go. Let's just see what happens here. Very nicely done. Yeah, if that had auto steer and it worked, that would have been a very good full self-drive. Now then, what's it going to do at this roundabout? I've got a feeling it's slowing down for it, but will it stop for it? Now, well, that was kind of okay, but it was a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? It was too hesitant. The car behind me is leaving a big wide gap now. So yes, I think what we'll do in a future video, we'll do a simulated full self-drive, whereby I put the traffic aware cruise control onto it. Will stop for giveaways, stop signs, and traffic lights, but I will do the steering. So we'll probably do that in a future video. So stay tuned for that one. Well, thank you very much for bearing with me on this horrific journey that I've done today. And hopefully we both learned something.